Bone Lab is back on the list at number 5. Bone Lab is one of the most intense experiences you can get on the Quest 2. If by somehow you've never heard of it, never tried it, Bone Labs is a physics-based game. It puts you in combat situations in this weird universe where you're not exactly sure what's going on. There is some in-depth plotline that even works with the game Boneworks that came out previously on PC, but it is primarily a sandbox combat game that lets you experience their physics engine and all that it has to offer. With built-in mod support, this is extremely popular also for modding directly on the Quest. With over 17,000 ratings, it's at about a 4.6, and the reviews are all over the board. 80% of them are 5 stars. Some of them are talking about how great the game is, how great it looks, and the lower reviews mostly only citing bugs, glitches, or something that stopped them from being able to get into the game. If you haven't checked out Bone Lab, it's still $40, but there will be a 25% off link down in the comments and in the description if you want to pick it up today. Job Simulator is an extremely popular game from the very early days of VR, and yet it's still number 4 in this top selling list. Job Simulator puts you in the future in a time where robots have taken over all jobs, and as a human you get to chill, you get to relax, but if you want to see what it used to be like, you can get into their Job Simulator and see what jobs used to be like. This of course through the hilarious lens of the robots that don't really know exactly what the jobs were like, so it leads to a lot of funny hijinks. They've added updates where you can play unlimited on this game. With over 15,000 ratings, about a 4.7, a well-beloved game. 80% 5-star ratings. People saying, great, fire. People just trying to spam their codes in the reviews. And other people who do give it lower ratings saying that it just runs out of things to do in the game. You'll have it for friends when they're over and play it with them, but you won't necessarily want to keep playing it forever yourself. With that said, at $20, I think Job Simulator is one of those games you really have to have so that when you show new people to VR, people are going to request Job Simulator because they've probably heard of it, or it's just a really nice, gentle game to show them in, and it's funny. Beat Saber once upon a time was included with the Quest 2 headset and wasn't on our lists for a while because it wasn't considered a selling game. Well, now it's back, still at the full price that it's always been of $30 unless it came with the headset. And of course, Beat Saber, probably the most well-known VR game in the world. Been around for a long time, and it's only surpassed in the number of ratings it's gotten more recently by Gorilla Tag, but that's for another video. Beat Saber, somehow, if you don't know, VR rhythm game. You've got a lightsaber in each hand, you're slashing blocks that are flying at you to the beats of some of your favorite music. 48,000 ratings for Beat Saber, putting it way up there. 78% of those 5 stars, people saying all kinds of great things about the game, and of course lower ratings saying updates are a problem, that they're having glitches because of those. And of course there's other people who cite how if you mod the game and then it updates, it can mess up those mods. Beat Saber can cost you a lot more than $30 though, because there is all kinds of song packs if you want to play other songs that you may end up buying, so that price will raise up. But even with all that, it's still number 3 in the ratings, and one of the only games that's not eligible for referral links, so unfortunately I can't offer you 25% off this game, but all the other ones on the list I can. Blade and Sorcery launched back in 2021 on the Quest 2, and it has been an absolute juggernaut for sales ever since. Of course, it's originally launched on PC years ago, and now this Nomad Edition has been out on Quest 2. This sandbox has you fighting all kinds of enemies with medieval weapons, magic, and the mods for it can take it to a whole other level where you're even taking lightsabers in to fight. They added new dungeon crawling modes and a lot more in updates to this ever since, and with that, 35,000 ratings put this at about a 4.3. 72% of those 5 stars, people singing all kinds of praise, they love it, it's incredible. But of course, sticking to the trend, the lowest reviews, people who are having bugs, new issues with downloading, and not being able to play the game, especially after they paid for it. The game has some very intense violence and of course is rated 17 and up. $20, which is a low price for how much game you really get for Blade and Sorcery, especially if you take it to that modding community. Gotta give an honorable mention here. Although Battle Talent didn't quite make it in the top 5 selling, it is very close to getting there when this only just came out on the 1st. Battle Talent is a game that has been free in beta on App Lab for a long time now and has been compared to Blade and Sorcery a lot. Battle Talent describes itself as a challenging physics-based roguelite sword fighting game. Now it's had its full release at $20. It already has almost 500 ratings and about a 4.8 rating. People saying it's one of their favorites. The combat's amazing. It's so good, very underrated, and 87% of those are 5-star. Very few low ratings. Low ratings saying that they wish there were checkpoints. Some people saying it's just fighting skeletons and goblins and they wish there was more. But this game was wildly popular on App Lab and looks like it's having a very successful launch already on the Quest store. Number 1, you might have guessed it, Among Us Still VR is still one of the top selling apps on the Quest for a couple reasons. One, it's based on the hugely popular Among Us game that's been out for years and was a phenomenon back during the pandemic. 2, it is a lower priced game at $10 A lot of people can pick this up. It's actually so cheap, you can't even do referral links on it because it's less than $10. And of course, even though it says it's for ages 13 and up, it's hugely popular with a young audience. And unfortunately with that, it's down under a 4-star rating. Although 53% are giving it 5 stars, saying it's awesome, it's super fun, changed their life. It's got 13% 1-star ratings from people saying they got banned, people saying there's just screaming kids, bad language, and everything else that comes with an online community that has tons of people in it, especially of all ages. So there you got the top 5 highest selling games right now in June 2023 on the Quest 2. Store itself does not include App Lab. I want to say thank you so much to all of you out there once again for coming out, being here for another video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in another reality.